I would like to call to order the Special Organizational Board of Education meeting this evening, which is virtual due to the COVID-19 pandemic. I, Sarah Spider, as a public body, have determined that it is either safe, practical, nor prudent to have a live in-person meeting this evening. It is now 7:39 p.m. The state of Illinois continues to operate under disaster declaration related to the pandemic, and the health department continues to advise the community to practice social distancing, wear face masks, and avoid unnecessary contact with others. We will continue to hold a remote meeting with updated practices to comply with Public Act 101-640 that was signed by Governor Christopher on June 12th of 2020. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Carol, would you please take the roll?
Yes. Mr. Kowski?
Here.
Mr. Keeper? I'm sorry.
Here.
Mr. Bartieri?
Present.
Ms. Lowell-Conrad?
Present.
Ms. Harris?
Here.
Ms. Dixon-Spivey?
Here.
And Mr. Bartieri? Hi, Dixon.
Still present.
Thank you. And Mr. Arkin?
I'm here.
Thank you.
All right, welcome to our new board members. So we will do an oath of office. So if you wouldn't mind standing, I will read the oath and then you'll recite it after me, okay? On two, if you guys don't remember, something done. Okay. I'm glad you remember to get this one. I state your name.
I,
Marianne Millenrod. Do solemnly affirm that I will faithfully discharge the duties.
Do solemnly affirm that I will faithfully discharge the duties
Of the office of member of the Board of Education of Oak Park and River Forest High School.
of the office of member of Board of Education of Oak Park and River Forest High School,
In accordance with the Constitution of the United States.
in accordance with the Constitution of the United States,
The Constitution of the State of Illinois.
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
And the laws of the State of Illinois to the best of my ability.
and the laws of the State of Illinois to the best of my ability.
I further affirm that.
I further affirm that
I shall respect taxpayer interests by serving as a faithful protector of the school district assets.
I shall respect taxpayer interests by serving as a faithful protector of the school district's assets.
I shall encourage and respect the free expression of opinion
I shall encourage and respect the free expression of opinion
by my fellow board members and others who seek a hearing before the board,
by my fellow board members and others who seek a hearing before the board,
while respecting the privacy of students and employees.
while respecting the privacy of students and employees.
I shall recognize that a board member has no legal authority as an individual,
I shall recognize that a board member has no legal authority as an individual,
and that decisions can be made only by a vote at a public board meeting.
and that decisions can be made only by a majority vote at a public board meeting.
I shall abide by majority decisions of the board,
I shall abide by majority decisions of the board,
while retaining the right to seek changes in such decisions through ethical and constructive channels.
while retaining the right to seek changes in such decisions through ethical and constructive channels.
As part of the Board of Education, I shall accept the responsibility for my role in the equitable and quality education of every student in the school district.
As part of the Board of Education, I shall accept the responsibility for my role in the equitable and quality education of every student in the school district.
I shall foster the extensive participation of the community. I shall foster with the board extensive participation of the community,
I shall foster with the board extensive participation of the community,
formulate goals, define outcomes, and set the course for Oak Park and River Forest High School.
formulate goals, define outcomes, and set the course for Oak Park and River Forest High School.
I shall assist in establishing a structure and an environment designed
I shall assist in establishing a structure and environment designed
to ensure all students have the opportunity to attain their maximum potential through a sound organizational framework.
to ensure all students have the opportunity to attain their maximum potential through a sound organizational framework.
I shall strive to ensure a continuous assessment of student achievement
I shall strive to ensure a continuous assessment of student achievement
and all conditions affecting the education of our children in compliance with state law.
and all conditions affecting the education of our children in compliance with state law.
I shall serve as education's key advocate on behalf of students
I shall serve as education's key advocate on behalf of students
and our community school to advance the vision for Oak Park and River Forest High School.
and our community school to advance the vision for Oak Park and River Forest High School.
I shall strive to work together with the district superintendent
I shall strive to work together with district superintendent
to lead the school district toward fulfilling the vision the board has created.
to lead the school district toward fulfilling the vision the board has created,
Fostering excellence for every student in the areas of academic skills,
fostering excellence for every student in the areas of academic skills,
knowledge, citizenship, and personal development.
knowledge, citizenship, and personal development.
You're welcome. All right, next. One second. All right, next we have the election of board officers. We will need to elect a president pro tempore and then a president, vice president, and secretary. Nominations are now in order for the office of president pro tempore. Are there any nominations?
I nominate Sarah Spivey.
All right, any other nominations? All right, Sarah Spivey, being the only candidate nominated for the office of president pro tempore, I declare myself elected by acclamation president pro tempore, and I direct the secretary to record so in the minutes. Nominations are now in order for the office of president for a one-year term beginning in May 2021. I call for any nominations for president.
I nominate Sarah Spivey.
Are there any other nominations? All right, thank you. Hearing no further nominations, I declare nominations for the president are closed. And being the only candidate named for the office of president, I declare myself elected by acclamation and direct the secretary to record so in the minutes. Thank you to the board for that vote of confidence. All right, office of vice president. Are there any nominations for the office of vice president of the board for a one-year term beginning in May 2021? I would like to nominate Tom Closkey for that position. Are there any other nominations? Hearing no further nominations, I declare them closed. Tom Closkey being the only candidate named for the office of vice president, I hereby declare Tom Closkey elected by acclamation and direct the secretary to record so in the minutes. We now have the office of secretary. I declare the nominations for secretary of the Board of Education for one-year term are in order, and that term will begin May 2021. Are there any nominations for the position of secretary? I nominate Ralph Martiri for that position. Are there any other nominations? Ralph Martiri being the only candidate named for the office of secretary, I hereby declare Ralph Martiri elected by acclamation and direct the secretary to record so in the minutes. All right, our first action item for our new board members. We have the 2021-2022 Board of Education meeting minutes, which are presented in our board packets. I move to approve the 2021-2022 school year Board of Education meeting dates. I said minutes, I meant dates. Dates as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
Do you want a roll call here or voice vote? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Now, to our new board members, if you would like, you're more than welcome to make any reflections you have on being a part of this board. We are super happy to have you. We're thrilled that you've accepted this responsibility and that you're willing to put in the time, the energy, the effort. So if anyone would like to say anything, you're more than welcome to.
I might say something. Yeah, I'm wearing a sari today, which you are not likely to see again in my time on the board. I will probably be showing up in blue jeans typically. But I wore it because part of why I ran for office was because I was thinking about my mother. And I was born in Sri Lanka. She married at 18, had me at 19, and moved to the US when she was 21 with a 2-year-old. And my dad's a doctor and we worked really long hours. And so she then had 2 more kids and she never got a chance to finish her education. So she was scary smart. She is scary smart. She spoke 3 languages fluently. When I started college, I had a boyfriend for the first time, so I missed some of those 8 a.m. math classes, and I ended up flunking calculus. And I called my parents really scared because they had been kind of typical immigrant parents, very achievement oriented, and so I burst into tears on the phone, and they were very understanding about it, which surprised me. That was great. But when I came home, she looked through my calculus textbook, and she was really confused because she was like, how did you have trouble with this? She had learned all of that in high school in Sri Lanka because the math moves a little faster there. So she never did get her GED. She tried a couple times, but with small kids at home, it was really hard. And so, I don't know. So I think that's what I bring to this table is I want to see all the students here get the kinds of opportunities that she didn't get. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other new board members?
Sure. When I was asked to run last spring, I'm glad I gave a slow yes. Said yes. Although my daughter graduated, she's now first student. I took I saw the this position for the kids that were veterans. Well, so I don't think it's likely at all. What representatives can share, especially for young folks that look like that can see things like that for education. And it's just very important that in this position I can invite that more to me behind. I met you years ago in American discussions, and I thought you were this year. But I'm glad I said yes. And now I'm ready to get to work. Continue my writing journey. And at some point, after the next month.
Thank you.
I don't know what else to say other than, first I'd like to express my deepest thanks and gratitude to Matt Barron, Stregoselli, and Jackie Moore for your dedication to our district in the most trying of times. I don't think anybody ever foresaw what was about to come over the last little over a year. I also want to thank those who helped me and supported me during my campaign, to Ryan Miller, Mary Maddox, and Jude Gatina. And further, congratulate Marianne and Tom and Cabri for their efforts during the campaign. And I also like to thank David Stroud and Elias Ortega for putting themselves out in the public view and running fierce against the campaign themselves. And I certainly hope that they will engage in some way with the school and perhaps think about another campaign in the future. I'd like to I need to publicly note today that I have been signed as a member of the High School Management Foundation. I do this to avoid any real or perceived conflict of interest between myself, the foundation, and the district. Thrilled once again to gain the community's trust, and it's a privilege to serve on the most important board. Trust is a word I take very seriously because I believe it is trust that is foundational to the work that we do as a district. Trust has to exist amongst the board, And I'm not mistaking trust for a difference of opinion and disagreements in any way. Trust between the administration, the board, and the community must exist. If this district is to move forward and implement the relevant policy changes that we will be working on. I'm excited to work with an incredibly accomplished board of colleagues and an outstanding professional administration to move forward, hopefully past this pandemic and on track to realize those things that are best for all of our students. Thank you.
Thank you. And just a note regarding Mr. Arkin's resignation from the foundation, he has tendered a letter of resignation that he signed, which I will give to Gail to make part of the meeting minutes.
A copy of the letter that was sent to the foundation. It's not
So I would like to thank all who supported my candidacy. It is a privilege and honor to be a member of this school board. The election process is always, I find one to kind of refocus your energy on the issues that are before you. So I come out of that fresh, although it was not your typical process where the first chance to meet some of your colleagues is at an event that is a seating or such. I'm truly appreciative for Fred, Marianne, and Bree for their willingness to join and contribute. And I truly look forward to working with you as well as with Sarah and Ralph. We have a lot of work to do. Our students are our passion, and I thank you.
Thank you to all of you again. I don't know if any current board members want to say anything. You're welcome to as well.
I just want to say welcome back, Fred. And welcome to Reed and Marianne, and Tom, glad you're back too, of course. And I'm excited about what our board, what we have, the opportunities that lays ahead of us. Not saying anything about toiling and leaving because I still am in denial, even though I'm excited about great. So, but yeah, no, welcome, and I'm really looking forward to it. And thank you to those on the board already who stepped into leadership positions. Really appreciate you taking that additional time, Sarah and Tom and Ralph. I know it's not easy. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to welcome the new folks in. Fred, you're not exactly a new folk, but you're welcome anyway. And look forward to working with you on the board. Tom, it's great that you were reelected. You're a complete value add to the board. And if you hadn't been reelected, frankly, that would have been a major loss to our school and our community. So I'm really happy you're back on. And as to our two new board members, I don't know either of you well at all. We will get to know each other through some, what I'm sure will be way too long board meetings going forward. But I really look forward to your input and your insights and the new ideas you bring to the table. Welcome on.
I would encourage our new board members, if you have any questions, please reach out to any of the seated, your fellow board members. We will help you in any way that we possibly can.
I just wanted to very quickly say, Marianne, I don't really know you, but I still look forward to working with you the short time I have left. So I will get to know you. If there's anything, any questions you have, do not hesitate to reach out. I am always available. To Bree, I remember when you joined CCB and you indicated that you have been looking for a way to get involved. Well, here you are. You are truly now involved. I don't know if a lot of people know he serves on CCB and also on community council. So when you said you wanted to get involved, you truly did. Welcome to the board. As I said to Marianne, I am here. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. To Fred, welcome back. Fred was on the board that hired me. We have similar roots from the St. Louis area. Fred went to watch you. It is so nice to have you back. although for a short period with me.
I'm gonna savor every moment.
uh,
I will savor every moment. And try to convince you to stay.
It is really good to have you back, and you were one of those people who encouraged me to apply for the permanent position when I was in. The town is so glad. I am so glad that you were reelected to the board. You are the one person that I can count on to really push us to do better. Particularly in the consciousness of our community and how we spend our dollars. There's still so much more I need to know. But I have learned so much from you and your insight. And you too were on the board that hired me. So I want to thank you for the few months I have left. I have 2 more meetings. But I just want to say I am really glad. To the entire new board, I had my fingers crossed. I can say that now the election is over, for each one of you to be sitting in the seat that you are sitting in today. And so my fingers crossing, my hopes and everything played off, because this is the board that will work with Fred to take the district to the next level. So thank you for stepping up to the plate. It is not easy. But as a collective, you will persevere. Thank you.
Thank you. Gail, do we have any public comment this evening? All right, and move that we adjourn. Is there a second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Good night, everyone.